Good morning, everyone. Good morning. No fatigues today. No beard, no hat. How's everybody doing today? Great. All right. Last month, I spoke at the CenturyLink Convention Center in Omaha, Nebraska. And I spoke with a gentleman after my presentation, and he was describing to me a business that he was coming to the final stages of building. And when I referred to building, he was at a point where he was either going to pack it in or continue on with it. But he said something had to give. It was time. And he asked me the question, when do you know that it's time to give up on yourself? When do you know it's time to quit? And I told him, I can't answer that question for you. Only you can answer that question. I know that when that question was asked of me, and it was asked often, that my response was always when my respiration cessitates, because I don't have quit in me. But for anybody that may be watching this video or maybe here who is at a point where they're not sure which way they're going to go with what it is you're looking at, I want to give you 15 things to quit before you quit on yourself. You quit these 15 things, and I will promise you, you will have more mental space in creating whatever it is that you desire to create for your lives. Now, with the time that I have this morning, should I not get through all of the 15 items? I'm going to be here afterwards, and if you have any questions, comments, you want to talk about anything, I'll be more than happy to spend as much time as we need. So let's get started with these 15 things to give up before you give up on yourself. Number one, give up your need to be right. Give up your need to be right. Who cares? Who cares? Does it really matter? Because this usually comes from where two opinions end up colliding, and the content is usually trivial in what it matters. Use those energies to prove something to yourself, not how much you know about baloney type things. Practice being kind. Practice being kind, because kindness is going to get you to your destination much quicker and much more efficiently than who's right and who's wrong. Number two, give up your need to control. Give up your need to control. What is it that we feel that we need to control? Typically, it's what we cannot control. And that very often is other people. Control is fear, and there is no room for fear within an achieving soul. Control repels good relationships, and good relationships, as we know here, is essential in creating what it is that we want to create. Controlling individuals are rude, they're hard to deal with, they're impossible to understand. And the idea that you can control another's thoughts, actions, movements is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So control what it is that you can control, and that is your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own movements. Number three, give up your need to blame. Give up your need to blame. Blame has had a long-running engagement in the lives of so many people, and I guess it's because we have so many people to blame for all the wrong turns and shortcomings that we've created in our own lives. Blame is telling the world that you are a victim. And what happens to a victim? Things happen to them, not for them. So give up the need to blame. Number four, is give up your need for self-defeating talk. Give up the need for self-defeating talk. I have a book that's going to be coming out in probably 2 months. It's titled, All You Need Is Belief in Other Lies. And in the book is a chapter called The 6 Components to a No-Fail Belief System. And one of the components in this chapter is titled Ensured Congruency. And ensured congruency is how we communicate to ourselves, our internal communication, and how we communicate to the external world, to other people. Now, you can listen to all the motivational speakers that you want to listen to, or these people that I guess are the stars of the movie The Secret. And essentially what they're telling you is everything is belief. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, believe in your mission, believe in everything. And I will promise you that if you follow a prescription that is just about believing in yourself, you are going to be very disappointed because there's much more to it. So rather than going deeper into this component, I'm going to make you buy the book instead. So the next component is give up on self-limiting beliefs. Give up on self-limiting beliefs. I love kids. I love to watch them, love to listen to them. And it's too bad we lose this ability just because we advance in age. And what ability is that? To see the world through infinite possibility. To see the world through the eyes of infinite possibility. There's one adult who did not lose this ability. His name was Albert Einstein. And Einstein said that logic will get you from A to Z, but imagination will get you everywhere. Will it? It absolutely will. Why? Because your imagination is free. It comes without limits, it comes without restriction, and best of all, you write the script. You write the script. In the words of Clint Eastwood, go ahead and make your day. I switched a word around, but I can do that. If this creative visualization technique is extremely, extremely powerful. And if you would like to read up a little bit more on it, I would suggest read a little bit of William James's work. So take time out of your day, every day, to create that perfect day. Who's in it? What are you doing? Where are you? What's taking place? Every day, take a little bit of time and create that perfect day. And you will be amazed at what you will create through creative visualization techniques. The next is give up your need to complain and criticize. Oh, complaining people are so draining. Complaining is in direct conflict with taking action. And taking action is the only way to create a result. So give up the need to complain and give up the need to criticize. It's something that we don't really have to keep going into when it comes to complaining, because we all know people don't want to hear it. Complaining is a complete waste of your time and your energy. So give up on that need to complain. And next, give up your need to worry. Give up your need to worry. I've written quite a bit on the subject of worry. And I'll ask a question at the top of the program. When have you worried about an issue And you have worried so much about that issue that the worry solved the problem. And to this day, not one hand has gone up into the air. Worry solves nothing. In fact, worrying over anything is going to muddy the mental waters of whatever it is that you're worried about. I know people often say that, well, concern, worry, it's the same thing, isn't it? Concern and worry are two completely different things. Concern is actually constructive because concern sees any situation from both sides. That it can work, it might not work, but from the perspective of concern, you are able to formulate what it is that you want to do in a way that you want to do it. Because when you come from the perspective of worry, worry only sees one thing. It sees the absolute worst in any situation. And we all know that whatever we think over and over and over again, we accept as truth and we begin to act on it. So by worrying, you are going to create exactly what it is that you see, and that is a worst case scenario. Give up your need to impress others. Give up your need to impress others. Just be yourself. Just be the person that you are. Just be the person that you are. Because it's all inside, not outside, little 13-year-old Billy and little 13-year-old Sally. Tell little kids, or 13-year-old kids, like these two in the... Hi, guys. What's your name? Yeah. Hi. What's your name? Molly. Hi, Molly. When you're, let's say, Molly and Kim's age, is it all inside? No, because what is it about? It's about fitting in. It's about popularity. It's about who's in the right clique. Right, Kim? Right, Molly? Come on, say yes, please. I'm getting filmed here. It's about fitting in. It's about being in the right clique. It's about wearing specific types of clothing. It's not so much to be on the team. You need to be a starter on the team. But when we carry this attitude into adulthood, it's almost a mental illness to be so worried and so consumed about who likes us. Truth is, those who seem to have the most friends, those who seem to have the most popularity, are those that don't care about it. Their flakebook friend count doesn't mean that much. The harder that we push to try to impress somebody, the least our results are going to be. And that is another lesson that we probably learned when we were kids. The next item is give up on your need to resisting change. Give up your need to resist change. Change is everywhere. It's an ever constant in our lives. From the radio, to your underwear, to employers, to the radio station. Everything is about change. And if you don't run alongside it, you're going to get run over by it. When I signed my first publishing contract, I remember every couple of weeks I would walk in with a couple of chapters written. And it was on yellow legal pad with a pen. And David Gorzalski, who was the vice president of the company, said, "This is not how a manuscript is done. You type it on a computer in a Word program. You send it to us. You fix it. You send it back. That's how this is done. And a cell phone would be helpful." Well, this was just a few years back, and it's no word of a lie. I had no cell phone, didn't even know what a cell phone was. I had no computer. He said, get a new email address. And I'm thinking, am I supposed to be moving? Because I just didn't know what it was. Now, if Karen and I take off and I drive 10 miles, I go back and get it. And I'm sure that there are people sitting here right now that will drive 10 miles to go back and get their telephone. I'm sure I can't be the only one. So give up on your resistance to change, because a lot of times what we find are the things that start out that we don't enjoy doing, we really end up enjoying. The final one that I'm going to be able to go into is to give up the need to live your life based on others' expectations. Based on others' expectations. Please listen to that. Please listen to that. There was a study done with terminally ill patients, and there was a question asked. And the question that was asked of these individuals, if you could go back, what would you change? What would you do differently? And the number one answer was, I would live my life based on loyalty to what it is that I wanted to do with it. Followed closely by reading and listening to more material by Paul Wedding. It was second. It was close. But it's hard enough to live to our own expectations. At least it should be. At least it should be. I know personally, I am extremely hard on myself. I'm never satisfied really with anything that I do. So living up to our own expectations for ourselves is hard enough. Live your life based on the expectations and the desires that you want for it. Don't come to the end of your time here with the what ifs and I wish I would have done that.